So we left Devil's Tower in the northeast part of Wyoming, heading towards the Grand Tetons. Come along with us and see what all we discover in Wyoming. A park ranger in South Dakota recommended that we take US Highway 16 through the Bighorn National Forest as the best and most scenic way to get over to Grand Tetons. As we had already done Pikes Peak and mountain driving, I was a little bit nervous, but it is truly all very nice highway with guardrails, so I did feel safe. Located in north central Wyoming, the Bighorn Mountains are halfway between Mount Rushmore and Yellowstone.
As we continued driving, we could see that we were about to encounter our first real mountains with Gumby.
Go, Gumby, go! You can do it!
Wow, we're going above the timberline.
9,300. Still going up.
Yep. So there was a nice scenic view pull-off up at the Powder River Pass, which was the summit at US Highway 16. It was 9,666 feet up there, and I could tell that the air was thin. I was amazed at all the butterflies up at the top, and it was a really good opportunity to let everyone out of the RV. After the nice break at the top, we got back in the RV and headed down, but it wasn't long before we had to stop again. Well, I'm glad you decided to stop. One more time. The tire pressure monitoring system is a problem. So what are you doing, Brad?
I'm inflating a flat tire. This Viar compressor is the best money I've spent so far.
We've used it, what, 3 times, or needed it 3 times?
I've needed it for a flat tire 3 times. I mean, we are right now in the middle of nowhere.
All right, so he filled it back up.
As we have begun to find on this trip, when you cross through a pass, quite often the other side of the mountain is dramatically different than what you just came through. This part of Wyoming was no different. This was some of the most dramatic and rugged landscape we had seen so far, and was beautiful beyond compare as far as we were concerned, as we'd really never encountered anything like this before.
This big A class doing it. Since our goal is not to drive too much further than 200 miles a day, our first stop was going to be at a little place called Tensleep.
Saloon and restaurants.
Ooh, restaurant.
So the next morning, we got up and continued our trip across Wyoming. As we left the mountains behind, once again, the terrain began to change back to what we had been seeing before, mostly plains, but this time there were some small canyons involved. It was still beautiful.
Doing here? We found a truck wash, an outdoor wash, and we are so curious. Oh yes, so curious. Gumby's getting a bath. With the bugs washed off, we headed towards Thermopolis. Thermopolis, Wyoming is home to the Hot Springs State Park, and I looked forward to being able to stop there and let the girls out.
So we're here at Thermopolis, Wyoming at the Hot Springs State Park. The park is free and the sites are pretty amazing. They've got mineral baths and all kinds of things. So if you're in this area, you definitely want to stop in and check this out.
TP Fountain is the most photographed structure in the park, so we had to do that too.
It's hot water. It definitely is hot.
The park has a boardwalk which allows you to walk over the mineral runoff from the hot spring. The park has a replica of the original 1916 swinging bridge which connected the Big Spring with the Fremont Spring. It crosses over the Bighorn River. One of the hot springs. Once we left Thermopolis, we ended up going through Wind River Canyon.
Man, we're still going down. Holy crap. We're deep in the canyon.
Okay, here we go. At the foot of the mountain. Okay, oh, did you? Wow. It was a really nice day today driving through Wyoming. We saw a lot of interesting things from the Thermopolis to the drive through the canyon, and most of the day we spent actually driving by the Wind River. We stopped at a KOA so the dogs would have a dog park, and it was right there on the Wind River. Tomorrow we're going to get to the Grand Tetons.